This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, let's go ahead now and look at decision rules, decision table one rule, and decision tree. We have already other types of other rule also, like map value, which we are not going to discuss now. First, let's discuss about decision table and decision tree. Let me open one of the decision table. Otherwise, I can create a new one also. Let me go ahead and take something which is better. Yes, this one, and table. Let me take one table. This is the table. Okay, let it get loaded. This is the first time I'm opening this. Okay, so here you go. Here you go. Both decision table, decision tree, both are for the purpose of evaluating conditions and return the result. Here you can see return result. And come to decision tree, it is going to return. Here you can see the statement return. If I click on it, you should be able to understand. Some property is equal to some value, then return some value. XYZ, anything it can. So it will evaluate the conditions. Both of the rules are going to evaluate one or more conditions based on one or more properties. It's not only one property in the condition, goes based on one or more properties and returns a result based on the condition satisfied. And here you see, for both of these rules we have otherwise. When no condition is satisfied, then the return value at otherwise is going to be returned to the calling place. Where we are going to call, I will tell you. Okay, so both decision table, decision tree rules are for evaluating conditions, one or more conditions based on one or more properties, and return the result. When none of the conditions are satisfied in both of these rules, the return value at otherwise is going to be executed and returned. Everyone clear with this point? Online resources, everyone clear? Okay, so now here you go. Next one, in a decision table you see the logic is if comma else if else if else if else if and so on, finally otherwise. But in decision tree, the logic is if comma if and so on, finally otherwise. Okay, just a purpose, you see the logic how it has been defined. In decision table, the logic used is if else if else if else if and so on, otherwise. For every statement you have a return, and for a decision tree the logic used is if and so on, finally otherwise. For every statement you may have a return value being returned here also. Now you see here, in a decision table we can add more than, let me private edit this just for the sake of better understanding. We can have more than one property being used in the condition. You can click on this and click on this insert column after or before, and click on this icon, and you get one more property here. So you can have n number of properties being used for conditions. It's not that only one property to be used. And when you are choosing the property, here you have an operator is equal to, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or you want it to be in a range. Okay, greater than, less than, range, less than, greater than, range. You can choose the range. Otherwise you can go ahead with any of these logical operators of equal to, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, something like that. I think arithmetic or logical, I'm not pretty much sure, leave it. So here you go, this is about decision table. You can have one more column being added if you want to add, and here you can choose one more property. Okay, and you can have the condition being written based on multiple properties. Let's say v1, v2, v4, v4, like this. So now if error classification is equal to value, some value, change list is equal to some value, app hash code is equal to some value. So what is the operator between these three columns is AND operator. That is AND operator. If property 1 is equal to some value and property 2 is equal to some value and property 3 is equal to some value. So between the columns in a decision table, what is the logical operator? AND operator. Everyone clear with this? Everyone understand this point? So now coming to decision tree, you can see here, I have added a condition here in the written drop down. You have written continue, otherwise. I can go ahead and choose continue. So here you choose continue, you can add one more condition. Again, you choose continue, you can add one more condition. Nested if conditions can be written. Finally, at certain point of time, you will be returning the value. If condition satisfied, it will come inside, and inside condition satisfied, it will go inside to another if condition. Nested if conditions can be written using decision tree. Everyone clear with this point? Okay, now using a decision table or decision tree, both of the rules, we are going to evaluate conditions. Based on the condition satisfied, both of the rules are going to return the result. When none of the conditions satisfied, both of the rules are going to return the value at otherwise. And in decision table, we can have the values evaluated, and we can have more than one column, and multiple properties can be used to evaluate conditions. And between the columns, the logical operator is AND. And in decision tree, we can go ahead and add multiple if conditions like nested if statements and all. Everyone clear? Now, a decision tree rule we can call by using another decision rules. Like a decision tree can be called from decision tree rule. Decision tree can be called from decision table. I'm sorry. We can call, so in the decision tree rule, we can call decision tree rule. In the decision tree rule, we can call decision table rule, map value. Like other decision rules, we can call into decision tree rule. How you can call other decision rules? If you go to the configuration tab of the decision tree, here you have allow selection of call decision option. I've selected. So before you select it, you come back here and see you have three options in the continue: written, continue, otherwise. These are the three options in the drop down at the written statement. So after I select this, allow selection of call decision option, and let me private edit this one. Allow selection of call decision option, and here you go to the decision tab, and here now you see how many values are there, more than the three which we have seen before. What are the other values? Call decision tree, call decision table, call map value. You can call another decision rules by using decision tree. If you want to get these options, you need to select an option under the configuration tab, allow selection of call decision option. If we select the option, if we choose the option allow selection of call decision option, then from a decision tree rule, you can call other decision rules like decision table, decision tree, and what is the other rule? Map value. Everyone clear with this point? Online resources. Now coming to decision table. If you go to the results tab of the decision table, you do not have any such option of allow selection of call decision. So we cannot call, sorry, we do not have an option of choosing which is going to make the provision, which is going to give the provision of options of calling decision table or decision tree or map values. Unlike that decision tree, we do not have any option here. Okay, but how to call other decision rules by using decision table, we are going to see now. If you go to the table tab, here in the decision tree, we have an option of using, what is this one? Gear icon. What is this gear icon means?
Expression builder.
Expression builder. We have an option to access expression builder. If you go through the expression builder, we have functions. Okay, what are the functions available? PX evaluate decision table. It will take two parameters. What is the primary page on which you wanted to run the rule, and what is the name of the rule? So you need to pass the name of the decision table rule. PX evaluate decision table function can be used to call decision table rule. PX evaluate decision tree rule can be used to call decision tree rule. Everyone clear with this? So using a decision table or using a decision tree, using a decision table, we can call other decision rules by using expression builder functions. You need to remember these two functions names. Whenever it is possible, you have to use it. What are the functions? So anywhere, wherever you can access the expression builder, so you should be able to obviously call the decision table and decision tree by using the function PX evaluate decision table, px evaluate decision tree functions can be used to call decision table and decision tree rules. Make sense? Everyone clear with this point? And there is one more function which you will access only in the enterprise version. So here it is not giving in the home version. There is a function called obtain value. Okay, this was been there since long back, but your px evaluate decision table decision tree have come from Pega 7.1.6 version onwards. Before that, even these two functions are not there. We used to have only one function. What was the function? Obtain value. Obtain value is the function which we use in order to call decision table, decision tree, map value. One common function for calling any of the three decision rules like table, tree, map value. But later on they came up with specific function for table and tree. Those are px evaluate decision table, px evaluate decision tree. Everyone clear with this? So we do not access, you will not be able to search it in the home version, but it will be available in enterprise version for sure. Everyone clear? So using a decision tree, we can call other decision rule when we choose the option of allow selection of call decision option under the configuration tab. But in decision table, we don't have any such option, but the provision is using expression builder functions like px evaluate decision table, evaluate decision tree are used to call decision table and tree respectively. And there is one common function to call any decision rule like decision table or tree or map value. The function name is obtain value. Make sense? Everyone clear? Online resources. And here the return value. See, you can type any value. The return value can be hard-coded value, or the return value can be result of a property. You can choose a property. Whatever the value that this property holds on the clipboard, that value will be returned. Here in the decision tree also same is the case. The return value can be hard-coded value, or the return value can be a property. Whatever the value that this property holds on the clipboard, that value is going to get returned. Everyone clear? Suppose if you're creating a decision table or decision tree and you do not want to give a facility to the developers such that they can write any of their own return value or they can choose any property. That means you need to restrict the developers from writing their own values in the returns. They should choose it from a drop down. I need such feature. I need a feature here in the return. I want a drop down to come up. Whatever the values that are there in the drop down, only those values, one of those values should be able to be written. So as by default, what is the feature? You can write any value you type in the return, that will be written. You choose any property, whatever the value that the property holds on the clipboard, that will return. But in certain cases, we wanted to restrict the return results for developers by providing them a drop down of choosing only specific values. For that, you can go ahead and go to results tab, and here you need to choose one property. Here results defined by property. Let me create one decision table and show you, because here I don't know which property has a drop down value and all. Data model. Okay, no, not data model. Decision table. Decision table. I'm giving the name of the table as test. Create and open. So here go to results. So by default you can return any result, right? You can return any result. But if I go to results tab and here I choose a property, let's say gender property has a local list, right? Now you just save it, and okay, maybe it will ask you error. Don't bother about it. I mean to refresh it. That's it. Now the return value you will not be able to type. Instead, what do you have? One drop down. So any further conditions you add in future also, the return value that you can choose can be only either male or female, no other value, because these values are coming from the drop down of the property. What I mentioned, results defined by a property. You can define results in the local list of a property. That property you can call under the results tab of decision table, or coming to decision tree, it is under configuration tab. It is under which tab? In the configuration tab you can define, so that you will see a drop down for the result value here. So same is the case in tree also. So how do you restrict the results not to be written? How do you restrict the results to get populated in a drop down such that the developers can choose only specific values, whatever that comes in the drop down. They should not be able to return any value, whatever they want, today or tomorrow in future. So how do you restrict that? We need to define results in a local list of a property, and that property we need to choose under the configuration or results tab at the place where it says results defined by a property. Everyone clear? This is how you can restrict the developers from giving whatever the values that they want. Everyone clear with this point? Online resources.
Yes.
Okay, so now coming back to decision tree. So in a decision table, you can access expression builder everywhere. Everywhere you can access expression builder. Here also you can access expression builder at the condition property. But coming to decision tree, do you have any such feature of accessing expression builder icon? Do you see? You're not getting. So you cannot access freely expression builder in decision tree. That is not possible. But expression builder is possible in decision table. Okay, means you can access any function from decision table, but not from decision tree. But there is a provision of calling the functions. Okay, allow changes to function list. Like this, if you select, you can choose only specific set of functions. Whatever the specific functions that you are getting here, only few functions. These function aliases you can use here, but still you will not be able to access expression builder in decision tree. This is one difference. That is, in a decision table, we can use expression builder and can access any function anywhere in the table. But in decision tree, we do not have a feature of using expression builder functions from the tree rule. Everyone clear? Online resources. Okay. Let me ask you one question. If you look at decision table here, for condition 1, what are the properties that are involved in condition 1? Error classification, change list, alpha hash code. For condition 5 also same properties. For condition 10 also same properties. Let's say property A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. 9 properties are there. For condition 1, can I use first 3 properties? For condition 2, can I use second set of 3 properties? For condition 3, can I use another 3 properties? I mean to ask you, like, for each condition, can we have different properties being used? Is it possible with the providing structure of the table? Is it possible with the provided structure of the table? Yes or no? Online resources. It is not possible. What is the reason it is not possible? It is a table structure. So decision table has fixed number of properties for all conditions in the table. For all conditions in the table should have fixed properties. Make sense, everyone? But coming back to tree, for condition 1, I'm using property 1. For condition 2, can I use another property? Possible or not possible? And inside this, I will use one more property, continue some other property. And for condition 3, I would like to use a different property. Can I use or not? Inside this, again, I will use another different property. So for each condition in decision tree, can we have different properties being used? Possible, yes or no? It is possible. This is one main difference. Table is going to have fixed properties for all conditions. Tree is going to have different properties can be used for different conditions in the tree. Make sense, everyone? Clear? So like this, decision table is having fixed properties. Tree can have different properties being used for different conditions. Make sense? This is another difference between table and tree. Suppose if I have given you a requirement, okay, I want it as per the requirement, you have to implement to create one decision table or tree. So how would you decide whether to go ahead and create a table or whether to create a tree? How do you decide on that? Chapandi.
Depends on what? To use different properties in the conditions, then we'll go for tree.
Else we will go for the
for different conditions, you have to use different properties. If the logic is based on n number of different conditions for different set of, sorry, n number of different properties for different set of conditions, then you go for decision tree. The logic for all conditions is having same fixed property, then you go for decision table. Other than this, what is the other thing which is going to demand to create either table or tree? Chapani. Suppose in your logic requirement, you wanted to go ahead and use expression builder. You want to use expression builder either in the conditions or the return values. As per your requirement, you have to use expression builder. Then is it possible to go with decision tree? Possible, yes or no? Online resources. I'm asking you, it is not possible to go ahead and create with tree. It is possible only with table. So expression builder you have to use. Then what you should use? You should be using table only. For example, as part of my requirement, I need to use n number of different set of properties for different conditions. Still inside the conditions, I have to use expression builder also. This is my requirement. Then how do you implement this? You understand the requirement? As part of your requirement, you should be using expression builder, as well as for each different condition, you have different set of properties to be used. How to achieve this?
So some of the conditions in tree and then calling the table.
Yes, you create a tree. Ultimately inside tree you should be calling tables where you use expression builder. Make sense? Everyone clear? This is how you need to think about. And one more point, look at here. In decision table, see, I am going to place my cursor here at the return and I am trying to click on insert column. So is it adding one more return column or it is adding only condition column? Am I able to add one more return column? Am I able to? Yes or no? I have shown you just now. No, I am not able to add one more return column. Only one return column will be there, only one value return. Same is the case in tree also. But table has one option which is not there with the tree. Evaluate all rows. Okay, evaluate all rows. I am going to select this option. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so after I select this, you come back and see the written is not there. Now what do you see? Actions. Previously it was written. Now what is that you are seeing? You are seeing actions. I placed my cursor here and I am clicking on actions. Am I able to add more than one column at the place of written? But it is not written. It is action. It will not return a value. It is action. And also you see if conditions have been modified into when. So when condition 1 satisfied, action set the value R1. So here I will be choosing some property. Let's say property 1. Let's say property 1. And here I'm going to choose property 2, property 2 R2. Here I'm going to choose property 3 R3. So you can have property 4 also being used. Okay, so like this, now it is not written. It is going to evaluate all the conditions and set the properties and assign values to properties. Anywhere you call this decision table, it will evaluate all the rows and it is going to assign value to the properties. Okay, let me ask you one question. See, so you have called this decision table somewhere. When you call this decision table, the condition 1 is satisfied and it has set the properties 1, 2, 3 with R1, R2, R3. And also condition 9 satisfied, it will reset the values of property 1, 2, 3 to R4, R5, R6. What will be the final values of the property 1, 2, 3 on clipboard? What will be the final values? R4, R5, R6 will be the final values. See, because it will evaluate all the conditions. See, decision table has a feature of evaluating all the rows and do a property set. Decision table or decision tree. Both are just like calling a rule, and return value you will capture into one property. Only one return value will be there for both the rules. But in decision table, one additional feature is there. What is that? Evaluate all rows. Now here you are not returning, but you are assigning values to properties. How many properties we are assigning? N number of properties you can assign. So now decision table or tree, we have already discussed. A table can be called from table, table can be called from tree, tree can be called from tree, tree can be called from table. So we can call either table or tree in tree, decision tree. We can call either table or tree in decision table. A decision table or tree rule can be called from each other. Apart from that, decision table or tree can also be called from activities. How do you call from activity? There are methods available. Property map decision table, you call a decision table rule here, and the return value of the decision table you can capture into some property here. So when this method is executed, it will call decision table. Decision table is executed, the return value is going to get assigned to this property what you give. That is optional. And similarly, decision tree also you can call by using the method property map decision tree, and the return value of the decision tree can be captured into one of the property here. Make sense, everyone? So now if you see, ultimately you are evaluating conditions and assigning value to properties, which means that decision table or tree, it is also an alternate for activity for a property set. We can also call decision table or decision tree from flow. You can also call it from a flow. Look at here, flow. You go to the flow. In the flow, you can use one decision shape. We will be practically working on all of this. You can call one decision tree table or decision tree rule using the decision shape. You can call either decision table or decision tree, and you will return certain result. When the result is being written, work object will proceed in one of the directions that is being matching with the result. So in order to make a decision path in the flow, we can go ahead and use decision rules, which we can call from by using a decision shape. Now coming back to activity, in the business logic also you can call. Whenever the decision table method or decision tree, property map decision table or property map decision tree methods are being executed, it will call the decision table or tree. Accordingly, all the conditions will get executed. One or more conditions will get executed, and if the match is found, value will be returned. The value you are capturing into one property. So this is also something similar to property set only. It is also something. How it is similar to property set? Ultimately, you are assigning value to property where you are evaluating condition and then doing a property set. Suppose if you have to do the same without using decision table. Suppose in a table I have 10 conditions and 10 written values will be there. You can do all that in one single step. Same without using decision table, if you want to use by activity, you need to add 10 property set. For each property set, before the property set, you need to add 10 different preconditions, correct? Condition 1 satisfied, you set a property value. Condition 2 satisfied, you set a property. Condition 3, step 3, satisfied one condition, you set another property, another value. Like this, instead of adding 10 property sets, we can implement it by using only one single step, by creating it as a decision table or a decision tree. Everyone clear with this point? Online resources, every one of you. So for activity property set, we had come across with multiple alternates. What are those? Data transform, and another one is declare expression, and one more now, property map decision table decision tree, calling a decision table or decision tree rule. Suppose here you see in the decision table, when I choose evaluate all rows, all the conditions will be set, and you are going to assign multiple properties. It's not one property. Generally, one return value, one property you are assigning, right? How to assign multiple values, or how to return multiple values? By using decision table, by choosing the option of evaluate all rows. In interviews, they will ask you how to return multiple values using decision table, meaning that how to assign multiple properties with values using a decision table. How do you assign? By selecting the option of evaluate all rows. This option is not available in decision tree. Okay, So these are the differences and what do you call similarities between table and tree. Let me go ahead and summarize. A table or tree rule you can use in order to define conditions and return the values. By default, only one value can be written. The logic used in decision table is if, else if, else if, else if, and so on. Otherwise, the logic used in decision tree is if, comma, if, comma, if, and so on. Otherwise, okay. For between the columns in decision table, we can have the logical operator is end. And in decision tree, we can have nested conditions being added, multiple properties being used. In a decision table, for all the conditions, we can use fixed set of properties. In a decision tree, for different conditions, we can use different set of properties. Okay, and from a decision table, we can call other decision rules by using the option of, by using the expression builder functions, px evaluate decision table, px evaluate decision tree, calling table and tree accordingly. And in decision tree, we can call other decision rules by selecting the option of allow selection of call decision option under configuration tab. So you will get the option in the written like call decision table, call decision tree, call map value, like that. There is one more function available, obtain value to call either table or tree or map value rules. And how do you restrict? We can restrict written results in a table or tree by using a property under the results tab or configuration tab at the section of results written by results defined by property, where you can use a property of which is having local list values. And apart from it, one more difference is decision table can be used in a situation where you have fixed set of properties for all conditions. Decision tree can be used in a situation where you want different set of properties to be used for different conditions. Okay, this is another difference. And last difference is we cannot return multiple results by using tree, but we can return multiple results by using tree, or in other words, we can say we can go ahead and set multiple properties with values by using a table. Table we can set, but tree we cannot do this by choosing the option of evaluate all rows. These are the similarities and difference between decision table and tree. And we will be calling decision table or tree from flow by using decision shape. We can call decision table or tree from activity by using the methods property map decision table, property map decision tree, and we can call the rules from each other. Okay, so we'll continue with the practical requirement tomorrow. Today I'm going to wind up for today, and we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you for joining. I will share you the theory documents. What is the doubt? Exams. See, I have sent a message regarding exams, right? Go through that message and you complete that. So I believe if you are writing in 8.5, exam booking can be done today or tomorrow or within the date. Exam date can be future date. Let's say May 15 or May 30, like that. Okay, that is possible. Thank you.